I'm built to be different.
Yeah.
Which means I got to do some different things and go through some different things that most people be looking at like, oh, she's spoiled or she entitled or she thinks she know it all. No, but I do know the Creator put me on here to do this, and he did not say that I would be broke. He said, you give you more life and you will have it abundantly. Mm-hmm. If there's an abundance that's coming to me, I want all of it. To the point that I'm having the conversation with him like, hey, listen, like I got me and the man upstairs got a real relationship. I'm like, dog, you told me to do this. And hello, like, I'm going to need you to show me you too.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that relationship, I think for me, I can't tell you who your relationship is or how your relationship should be. But for me, my relationship, I want to be as real with the man as he's been real with me. So, yeah, no, I take everything. And then, but I said no a lot last year and I raised my prices.
How do you know, as a speaker, as a host, how do you know how much to charge? Because I'm literally going through that right now. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I be pulling numbers out my head.
Oh yeah, no, I ain't doing that no more.
Stop playing. You playing around too much. Like, you want to do something, you want to make the money, you want to build wealth because it look cool, but you're not serious. Because you know what I got, and I got something for you. The Blueprint for Investing, Value 1, created by me, Aaliyah Duah. It gives you a step-by-step guide on how to get started investing in the stock market. See, if you want to really build wealth, you got to put your money into things that's going to work for you, right? Because the job money cool, but you want to make the money work too, right? So it's going to give you a step-by-step guide, investing tools, the apps to use, everything. And the best part is, I know you don't like to read, so I only made it 28 pages. That's it, right? 28 pages, and you getting yourself some wealth of knowledge. So make sure y'all tune in, get your copy today, and go to financialrevolutionn.com. Let's get it, y'all. Back to the episode.
Tell you how I did it. My first price started at $1,500 because that was the first check that I ever received.
Dang.
I read Steve Harvey's book, Jump.
Okay.
In his book, he talked about how he got to his prices. He said first show, I believe he got like $50, and then he had to do another show, and they told him that they would pay him, I think, $300 or something, or $375 or something like that. And then the last show he ended up doing, before it was one of his breakout shows, I think they paid him like $750. So each time the persons would call, he would say, well, how much do you charge? They would charge, and he would tell them what he got paid from the last event. Don't quote me on those numbers, but it was something like that. Mm-hmm. And he said, and so when he told him $350, he's like, the person would be counted up and say, well, we have $700. Would you do it? Hell yeah. Like,
yeah.
So I started at $1,500 because my value from my university told me that $1,500 was what I was worth at the time. Mm-hmm. Got it. I stayed at $1,500 too long. I stayed at $1,500. Matter of fact, when I got to $1,500, I didn't even know what I was supposed to do with it.
So this is $1,500 for how long?
The show was like 7 to 10. Okay. So 3 hours.
3 hours.
So $1,500 for like 3 hours, I think, at the time. And then as I grew, I started increasing like by $500. So it was like $2,000. Then it was like $2,500. But then I started like researching like what are the commonalities in people, like what were they getting paid? Again, I studied nothing but guys. Mm-hmm. I've never studied a female host.
To this day. Oh.
Purposely.
Because guys gets paid more.
Guys get booked more. The pay disparity is there. But I never wanted people to be like, they can't book me because they didn't expect what they were going to get. Like, I wanted you to be surprised, but I didn't want you to be surprised enough where you was like, we shouldn't have paid her that.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, I learned everything from a male perspective because they got booked. I wanted to be booked. I wanted to be paid, but I wanted to be booked too. In order to get paid, I got to get booked. So I'm like, okay, what is it that TJ's doing? Terrence J? What is TJ doing? What is Steve Harvey doing? What is at the time Rodney Rakai when he was with the Wizards? What is he doing? Like, I know Gia was there, but for me it was like at the time until this day, it is looked at like females are just supposed to be the eye candy and not the leader, in my opinion. Yeah. Right? That's why I love what Sherry Shepherd is doing right now and Tamara Hall, what they're doing. It's so many other different women that are doing these things. Carrie Champion, now she's on CNN. Like, I love the people that are taking charge but understanding their value, because for us, we are looked at as those people that need a second person to carry the weight.
Yeah.
When we're the ultimate weight carriers in life in
like
general.
We could do it on our own.
We birth kids.
Yeah.
We carry weight.
Yeah.
You can't tell me I can't carry a weight. That I'm carrying another life into this world.
Yeah, that's a fact.
There's no way you can't tell me I can't handle what it is. Now, am I qualified to do the job? That's a total different thing. But you can't tell me I can't handle the weight. So the weight for me was seeing there's two weights. I got to wait for you to get tired of who you have. And then I got to hope you think I can carry the actual weight of the show. So now, I went to North Carolina Central 1 year, and they booked me, and they was like, well, I said, well, what's your budget? And I've learned that never tell your numbers first.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Never tell your numbers first.
Because sometimes they want to give you more than what you want.
And never tell your numbers in an email.
Because then it's written.
No, because they have the option to not respond. Somebody might have not. I know this true story. I know a speaker who did not get booked because the budget they had was $9,000, and no, he charged, the budget, let's say the budget was $9,000, he charged 10. They didn't book him because of the extra $1,000. And they didn't want to be disrespectful.
And in a conversation, that could have been.
You can hear in tone, you can hear inflection, you can hear the him, the ha, the well.
Yeah. And then you can negotiate over the phone better than.
I got you on the phone.
Yeah.
I ain't letting you off this phone until we say, yes, we got a deal, send me the contract.
Dang, this is making me think. I just sent a quote on Friday.
If you ain't heard nothing back, it's because they either trying to find the money or they ain't gonna go with it.
So, okay.
And that's not me being negative. I want to make sure I'm saying
this is. What's good, y'all? Are y'all having a hard time starting conversations in large rooms? Do you need to find more effective ways to draw attention to yourself without wearing a fancy outfit? I figured out a hack. You need some Financial Revolution merch. Everything is a staple piece that represents Black wealth. You are what you wear, so make sure you join the rest of the billionaires and get some FR merch. We have hoodies, sweatsuits, t-shirts, and much more. Make sure you visit www.financialrevolutionn.com and use code podcast for a special 10% off. Again, go to www.financialrevolutionn.com and use code podcast for a special 10% off. Let's get it, y'all. No, this is real game because I'm not okay. I teach financial literacy in classes, right? So I have schools that, like, I guess, get into contracts with me to come into their school and do a number of workshops, classes, or whatever. They'll buy my book or whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Now, the DOE, the New York City, the New York City DOE received budget cuts in the middle of the school year.
Got it.
The mayor. So now the money that was allocated to certain things got pulled away. Yeah. And me being an understanding business person as well, who I'm not going like, right now I'm in the impact phase, right? So, and also in the business phase where this is my first year being a full-time entrepreneur. So it's just like, all right, I will take a cut on my prices because I understand that they just received the cut. So it's not like they not seeing my value. They literally don't have the money to.
They move money.
What do you mean?
People move money. We get so caught up in the wording that we don't pay attention to what's really happening.
Okay.
Cuts can really happen. But movement happens.
Yeah, okay.
Money is a currency, so it went somewhere.
Yes. So, but what the mayor did, he took the money out of the Department of Education and the libraries.
Got it.
Right? Okay. And he basically, and I've had some of the principals that are talking to me, these are people that's not just looking at me as like just business. They're like they're real cool, like we cool. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So they telling me like, nah, like this is what we have right now. I really want you to do this. And this is what we got for you. I'm going to try to pay you the most as possible, right? So just send me what you can as a quote, and we're going to try to do it like this, right? That's what.
Let me ask you this. Do you still do your whole program if they cut it?
What do you mean?
Like,
would I give them all the...
Yeah, because I'm sure for what you're offering, there's a quote sheet, and there's a certain amount of work that goes along with the money that you also receiving for that.
Yes.
Do you cut that in half?
Yeah, so what I do is I always present schools, and you can tell me if this is a good idea. I always present school with 3 different packages.
Okay.
Right? You have package 1, which is like one tier. You have package 2 is another tier. And you have package 3 that you get the most out of it. Right? So with package 3, you'll get a maximum amount of workshops. You'll get a free workshop for parents. I facilitate a trip, going to Wall Street. We'll go to DC or something like that. Right? I'll facilitate all of that stuff. Right? Got it. And we get a certain amount of workshops for a certain amount of grades, for all grade levels or whatever.
Right.
Now that the budget is cut, right? If a school approached me, so this school specifically said, hey, we have a budget of $3,000. Okay. Right. I sent them 3 different packages. One tier where it's like, you can do this, you can do that, or you can do that. And the max was $3K for the third package. Now, I always give them an option to rearrange the package to what they want. Because I have some schools that's like, I don't want any books. I want more workshops. Right. So I just kind of make it work to what their budget is, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think so it's 2 things that's in my brain. I think what you're doing is right as far as the tiering situation, but you control what they do.
Okay.
I think what happens is we get so busy trying to make sure that we're likable and then nobody else comes in that we forget the amount of work that goes into what we have to do in order to be liked. That's a fact. So at this point in time, what I would suggest to you is if they came back and said $3K, this is what I'd have been like, I can only do this for $3,000. I'm not giving you a tier at $3,000.
I was thinking about that.
I'm not giving, because at $3,000 is like, you haven't even incorporated probably travel, footage, content. Because I'm thinking the content piece of it so that way it's evergreen. So now it's like, okay, if I can't come up there for $3,000, I'm giving you a virtual situation. I'm not moving. I'm personally not moving. Wow. Then on top of that, if you've already gotten the content, now you have evidence that it works. I'm going to a whole different district at that point. I'm going to a whole different state at that point. I'll come and get the content from you because I don't want to stop this flow, this currency. I need to get this. If they're going to give it to me, they want to give it to me. Okay, cool. But this is what I can do for $3,000. I can't give you the whole program for $3,000. It's not going to work. Well, I'm sorry. Second thing, I apologize. And I know I just scared the hell out of everybody. But second thing, I want to say this. Any event that you want to say 3 schools going through the same program. I'm not taking on all 3 of those schools with the same problem. I'm taking the one school that I know I'm going to get the most impact out of, that I've had the best relationship with. And on top of that, I'm getting them to write me an in-kind letter because I need a tax break. Now, you have the option.
I wrote an in-kind letter to a school.
If you get an in-kind letter, that's your tax break.
Okay.
So like, I was booked to speak a couple of times, but they didn't have the number to pay me. So let's say they gave me $2,000 to pay me, but let's say my fee was $10,000. I got the in-kind and $8,000. So now when I give it to my tax accountant, we got $8,000 in tax credit. I need all the break I can get.
Wait, okay, wow. That you just put me onto game because I'm doing my taxes right now, and I literally did an in-kind letter in 2023.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Making it to your tax accountant. Everybody needs the break. What are the breaks that I can get? There are a certain amount of events that I will do for free a year. There's a cap number.
Wow.
And as my influence increase, what do you think all the rich folk do? That 1%, they find it's a reason why we can hate Donald Trump as the person, but the businessman understands a lot of stuff that we don't.
Yeah.
I ain't gotta like this man for nothing. But I want to know how this man is only paying $745 while I'm over here trying to figure out how I got to get the IRS all these thousands. What?
Yeah.
Now, he might have been falsifying some stuff. I ain't doing that. But there are breaks for us as business owners, especially as small business owners, to be able to do what we have to do. In-kind letters, especially for what we do, are the main thing that everybody's willing to write off. Take it with your EIN and you shift it right to your tax accountant. And boom, there go your tax credit.
So can you just break down what an in-kind letter is for the audience?
An in-kind letter is basically a letter that says you gifted your services, which would have cost them this amount of money had they paid you for it. And you put the amount of time and what the service was that you did. Typically I have a template that I can send and they fill out their school information with their EIN or their tax ID number, whatever it is on it. And they send it back and then boom. And then and they give it to me, they sign it, and then I give it to my tax accountant. That's literally what it is. It's a 1-page letter.
And then your tax accountant can kind of direct you in the right way to make sure that that's money that you can get back in taxes.
Correct.
Wow.
Or it's the break that's necessarily needed for what I may owe the IRS.
So you don't
for
have
federal.
so you don't have to pay the IRS that money.
Correct.
So instead of the IRS owing you, you just get that.
Correct.
Wow. You just put me on into game. That's a game. Wow. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That's
100%.
That's a game. I'm literally like, this is